Hey y'all, hey, what up though? This video is going to be a demonstration of me doing soft locks on short hair. So my client's hair was about 3 inches, as you can see here. Typically I like for their hair to be at least 4 inches, but since her hair was of a thicker texture, I just went ahead and took her. So I'm going to go ahead and blow dry her hair out, which was actually a hard task for me. I don't know, this brush here, I don't really like that one to use on her hair, and she was tender headed too, so like yeah, but I was able to get it straightened out a little bit. So with her hair, it was super duper coarse, which if it's going to be short, I'd much rather it be of a coarse, not just dense texture, but it was that her actual hair was coarse. So I made her parts smaller than I normally would on like a client with a head full of hair, because she had kind of like a cut. She had the side shaved off and a little bit of the back, but she had a full head of locks, child. Look how small those parts are. So I was able to use the Black Panther braiding gel. Is it braiding gel? Edge tamer? Girl, that worked really well on her hair texture. And normally when I do clients' hair who have a super coarse hair, this will get them right together. This Black Panther, honey. Y'all, I'm just so happy her hair was coarse and not straight, because if her hair was 3 inches and straight, I would have been back there sweating. Do you hear me? But anyway, I'm using a small piece of Outre Springy Twist hair to like add to the plait that I'm getting ready to braid, just to be sure that I get a good old grip, and that to add a little bit of length when I attached the lock. But honestly, y'all, I noticed that I didn't need it. The further I got to the top of her head, I didn't really need it. Her hair was actually long enough for me to attach it. But anyway, yeah, you open that soft lock up. I braided down a few times, just like I did make like 2 intersections. I'm gonna call it intersections with the plait. Attached the lock to there and kept braiding. But the trick is you have to make sure that her natural hair, it's a little bit of length to her natural hair beneath that soft lock. So you'll see here, boom, right there. I had about a ½ inch of her natural hair beneath that, because you don't want the hair to slip, pretty much. You don't want the lock to slip, I'm sorry. And just like that, boom, we got action, period. So right here on this particular plait, y'all, I'm going to show you how I added the soft lock without using the extra springy twist hair. I just braided down maybe about a quarter of an inch, attached the lock, and then kept braiding down to have at least an inch below the soft lock once it's attached, sorry. And so as you can see here, we got more than an inch, baby. More than an inch. So this little piece on the side, now this literally was like an inch of hair. I do not recommend doing like braiding on short hair, period. But if your client insists, you must give a disclaimer to them and tell them, hey, it is a strong possibility that this lock, sweetheart, will probably come out tomorrow. If you insist on me gripping this, here, sign this waiver. You hear me? Because I don't want to be held liable. But you know, some people, they don't really mind, you know. Hey, let me tell you something, baby. I was sweating on this part. You hear me? Trying to grip for my life and make sure I'm not hurting my client. She was just like, yeah, I didn't really feel you in my head until you got to the sides. Like this right here. It was like one on the other side too. But I got that thing done, child. Look at me struggling, baby. don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel a chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, it can't be replaced. See no one else like you do. That's right on mine. Okay, as you can see here, I got all of that locks attached. Child, it was more than 60 some locks in my head. This is what I like to do. I like to get them attached and then I go back and wrap. So that's what I'm doing now. So then I take a small piece of wrapping hair and start to wrap very close together for down the lock for about maybe an inch or so. Or no, really more than an inch. Basically as long as her natural hair is, to make sure it is secure, and then I start to wrap loosely. And to be honest with y'all, I really didn't like this install that much because it didn't lay as flat as I would want it to lay. But yeah, my client liked it, so that's all that really matter. And also using a crochet needle to attach the wrapping hair is also a good method for clients who may have short hair, to make sure that wrapping hair does not slip. But because my client's hair is pretty coarse, we was cool, you know. I was pretty confident without using a crochet needle. So yeah, altogether this style took about 4 hours and like 46 minutes or something, which is kind of long, especially for someone who had short hair and didn't have a full head of hair. But because the locks were so small, it is what it is. But I'll catch y'all in the next video.